Once again, Herodotus is not cutting it. All those damn weird stories just can't force out the single burning question. Why the fuck would fucking Trevor send his own murderer to protect his gorgeous fucking sister? I find that I'm actually angry at the guy for the utter illogic of his decision. And he's safely off in the deeper than death netherworld, probably some blissed out cloud of ether mingling with the cosmos, and I am here, burdened with this irrational, inexplicable quandary. That asshole. I switched to poetry. Perhaps one of the Nuyorican masters will do the trick. My eyes glance over the dancing stanzas of delicate and ruthless indictments, tragedies, revolutions, love affairs, but my mind returns to Sasha. And then, less pleasingly, to her damn brother. I found my job is so much easier, moves so smoothly when I don't get into questions of right and wrong. The council wants someone to be ended, I end them. It's usually pretty clear why. Basically, an afterlifer is minding theirs and staying out of trouble. They won't be dealt with. If they start acting a fool, begging for attention, well, they know the council will come calling in the form of some long-legged, blade-carrying motherfucker like myself. And really, bringing a bunch of college kids into the underworld does that. It's an ignorant-ass move that's bound to attract attention one way or the other. There's a little voice somewhere in the back of my mind. It's tiny, really, but it's gnawingly aware of how ridiculous all of this is. Who is the council to decide what's the proper amount of shenanigans a ghost can participate in? Why should they get to regulate that delicate line between the living and the dead? This is why my job is so much easier if I don't think too hard. These questions lead nowhere productive. Obviously, because now I'm thinking about the inevitable moment when some minister up in the council realizes Sasha's inerrant soul, an unacceptable ambiguity that must be brought in and destroyed. And then to the inevitable moment when Sasha realizes that I am a deceitful bastard who has no right whatsoever to woo or even speak to her. Does she even know her brother's crossed over fully into being completely dead? Her whole countenance spoke of mourning, but that could be at his disappearance, not necessarily his death. Too many questions. I don't even fuck with Herodotus or the Nuyorican. Nights like this, well, there's never been a night like this. But on those wretchedest of nights when the fury of the day still pounds through my head with no sign of letting up, I seek refuge in the Barrow's Guide to North American Birds, 1978 edition. Got it for $8 from one of those old guys with a fold-out table on Eastern Parkway. Wrens, blackbirds, starlings. They're so alive in these nice full-color pictures. A little foggy maybe, or maybe that's me. Their little names are so simple. Wren. What could be more straightforward than something called a wren? Build a nest, feed your young, find another wren, fuck it, start over. Sleep is a friendly way of telling my head to shut the fuck up. Thank you. One last section, and then I encourage you to mingle. There'll be music playing, and there are books for sale. There's nice people here. There's beautiful, sexy people here. All love. Not you, sir. So you thought you were going to heckle me, but I heckled you. Capricorn. All right. Last section. You guys can start. When I was lying completely still in that room in Mama Esther's house, life tiptoeing back into my body, I heard the flutterings of a coupling. Through all that back talk and smack talk, all the tiny and gigantic legends that unraveled, there was one that you could pick out above the rest. A singular, crisp ray of emotion, unmistakable. It was a simple thing. 2 teenagers. A young, dark-skinned girl with big eyes and a Dominican kid, all shiny curls on his head and baggy pants. The other kids would be rollicking through the motions and these two would join the fun, but there was something else going on. I don't think it was just me that could sense it. The other young'uns picked up on something too with that unerring adolescent radar they have. He lived a few neighborhoods over, but they went to the same school and he started showing up on the block and fell in well with the other kids. You could tell he wanted her by his quietness and his stupid boy teasing. In my room, I imagined her shy smile as she punched his arm for saying something stupid and him contorting with joy at the attention. I couldn't tell you what separated it from any of the other flirtations that played out up and down the block that summer. I suppose there's an answer to some great question in there somewhere, but it was just something you could taste in the air whenever they got within a block of each other. It was easy. A force greater than either of them wanted that union to happen, and the world sent that great magician of the inevitable, gravity, to make it so. Once gravity enters the picture, all bets are off. Those kids were hurtling towards each other like 2 asteroids that traveled bajillions of light years just to cross paths at that one fatal instant. Who knows what endless cause and effect spiral out of those gravity-inflicted collisions? There's something different about them, though. They burn harder, and the fallout can shake the whole city on its foundation. The day they finally did it. A rainy afternoon towards the end of summer, the shit woke me up from one of those deep as an abyss type naps. They were quiet, don't get me wrong. I think her old grandma was only a few rooms away in her rocking chair, so they had to keep it down. But the vibrations, you could feel them tumbling through the air like tsunami after tsunami, a relentless, joyful series of explosions that momentarily collapsed the natural order of things. A giddy kind of chaos burned amongst the exploding molecules around me. I knew it was happening and smiled. I'm sure even Grandma's dreams simmered with those colliding, gravity-stricken teenagers. I'm sure she woke up smiling and confused, hopefully none the wiser. The drumbeat kept up all through the afternoon. I was impressed, actually, and simmered into a gentle caress as night fell. The whole block burned with it, pulsed with it, and when the lights came on to fight off the coming dark, they glowed brighter for the ferocity of that loving, that true sheet-grabbing throb that emanated from the sweat-soaked room on the 3rd floor. Gravity. Thank you all so much for coming. The Aquapolis Trio. The motherfucking audience. Thank you so much. Buy a book for your friend, buy a book for your lover, buy a book for the person who wants to be your lover. Ghoststar.net is my website. I'm on Twitter at DJ Older. Talk to people. Good night.